It was just another normal day on the trade world of Zarnathai. Alien ships moved in and out of orbit, carrying goods, travelers, and diplomats. The sky was busy with space traffic, and the Galactic Council's outpost ran smoothly as always, but then, something strange happened. Without warning, the traffic control screens froze. All lights flickered. A deep, low hum filled the control room. One of the officers, a reptilian creature named Commander Tilrax, stared at the screen. His eyes widened. Something massive had entered orbit. It wasn't responding to hails. It wasn't part of any known fleet. It had no flag, no ID code, just one ship. But this ship, it was huge, blacker than space itself, shaped like a spear with sharp, cold edges. It looked like a weapon, a predator. Its surface seemed to absorb light, as if it didn't want to be knownly feared. The Galactic Council was alerted within minutes. Across different systems, leaders gathered on emergency calls. Questions echoed through the networks. Who owns this ship? Why is it here? Is it from the outer threats? Did the AI rebels return? But there were no answers. The ship remained still silent, watching. On Zarna 3, panic slowly spread. Civilian ships began leaving orbit. The military scrambled fighters, but no one dared get close. Satellite scans failed. Even the Council's best AI couldn't breach its defenses. And then, the ancient systems picked up a signal. One single, simple word in every known language. Remember. Commander Tilrax looked at the transmission log again and again. "It's not a threat," he said slowly. "It's a message." But what did it mean? Meanwhile, in a dark hall deep inside the Council's headquarters on Rixer Prime, an old alien named Varnak stood frozen. His skin turned pale. His long fingers trembled. He had seen that ship before. Long ago, buried deep in classified records, was a warship just like this. Not from any alien empire, not from the Council. It was from EARTHA, planet most believed had died over 300 years ago. A planet left to fall when the Council refused to send help during the Great Hive War. Earth had cried out, the galaxy had turned away, and now Earth had returned. Back on Zarna 3, the warship began to move. Slowly, gracefully, like a sleeping beast waking up. No weapons fired, no fighters launched, but the fear spread faster than fire. Trade routes shut down. Civilian stations powered down. Entire systems fell silent, afraid to even speak the name of the ship. One child asked his mother, "Is the sky broken?" The mother looked up, eyes wide with fear. "Oh, my love," she whispered. "That is not the sky. That is something coming to change everything." The Council tried to calm the public. "We are in control," they lied. "It is just a rogue ship, nothing more." But their voices shook. Their faces were pale, because deep down, they all remembered. Earth, the humans were once allies, loyal, brave, fierce in war. But when Earth needed help, no one came. The Council called them weak, broken, not worth saving. Now, centuries later, Earth's silence had broken, and it had broken in orbit. A young tech officer on Zarna 3, a bird-like alien named Kayla, watched the warship from her monitor. She zoomed in. The ship had no markings, except one near the front. Almost hidden was a faded emblem. She enhanced it. Her heart stopped. It was a human symbol, a clenched fist wrapped in barbed wire. With Earth behind it, Kayla whispered, this ship was built for one thing: revenge. In the distance, the stars flickered. Another warship appeared. Then another and another. Silent, cold, watching the galaxy held its breath. The black warship, above Zarna 3, did not fire a single shot. It didn't move toward the planet or send more signals. It just stayed there, still waiting. But then, every screen on every space station, planet and ship, suddenly turned black. Even private networks. Even systems not connected to the Council. One sentence appeared in glowing red letters. We remember, it was written in every known galactic language, old and new. No one could block it. No one could delete it. Then came the voice, a deep, calm voice, a human voice. You turned away when we begged. You let us burn. You erased our name from the stars, but Earth remembers. In the Galactic Council chambers, chaos exploded. Alien leaders shouted across the room. Some asked for peace talks. Others demanded war. Chancellor Virox, a tall creature with glass-like skin, slammed his fist on the table. It's just a threat. They won't attack. Earth is dead. But deep down, he wasn't sure. A few old council members looked at each other, remembering the truth. They knew what had happened long ago. The humans had begged for help during the Hive invasion. Their cities were falling. Billions were dying. But the council chose to protect richer, more powerful worlds. Earth was left behind, forgotten. Now Earth had returned, but not with words. With warships. Back on Zarna 3, a small drone detached from the black warship. It was silent. No weapons, no escort. It drifted slowly toward the council base. Many officers wanted to shoot it down, but Commander Tilrak said, "No, let it land. We need to hear what it has to say." The drone landed smoothly outside the main dome. Its shell opened. Inside was a single projector. A hologram flickered to life. It showed Earth, but not the green-blue planet from history books. This Earth was broken. The sky was dark. Cities were ruins. Storms raged across the land. "This is what you left behind," the voice said. "This is what we survived." The hologram changed. Now it showed underground cities, giant machines, soldiers in black armor, weapons powered by strange new energy. "You left us in the dark." So we became the storm. In the council chambers, panic grew. Some leaders said the message was fake, but others knew the truth. Earth had been too quiet for too long. One council member, an old insectoid named Chitkar, stood and spoke with shaking legs. "I was there. When we voted, I remember, we all agreed Earth was not worth saving." Silence filled the room. We were wrong. Across the galaxy, people watched the hologram. Some cried, some cheered, some were afraid, but everyone knew one thing. The humans had not died. They had been building, growing, waiting. Back on Zarnathai, the drone's message ended. But before it shut down, it dropped a small black cube. Commander Tilrax picked it up. It blinked once and showed coordinates, a star system on the edge of the galaxy, and a countdown. 72 hours. No. One knew what would happen when the time ran out, but everyone understood the message. Earth had sent a warning, and the galaxy had ignored it once before. The black drone from Earth sat in silence after delivering its message. The countdown still ticked on its cube. 71 hours, 59 minutes, 45 seconds. Commander Tilrax stared at it. He had served the Galactic Council for 40 years. He had seen invasions, rebellions, and ancient threats, but never anything like this. Inside the council chambers on Rixer Prime, High Chancellor Virax shouted at his generals, "Destroy the drone, destroy the ship. Show Earth they are still nothing." But someone else finally spoke, someone the council hadn't listened to in years. A soft voice. It was Elder Varnak, one of the last living leaders who remembered Earth before the Hive War. He stood up slowly. "You don't understand. That drone is not just a machine. It speaks for every human who was left behind. Earth doesn't want peace. Earth wants justice." Back on Zarna 3, the cube began to hum. The lights dimmed, and then the drone projected a new hologram. It wasn't a message, it was a story, the hologram showed. Earth during the final days of the Hive War. Cities were on fire. Skies turned red. Children screamed while buildings collapsed. Alien insects the Hive swarmed. Across the land, eating everything. Human soldiers fought bravely. But their weapons were weak. Their defenses broken. They sent message after message to the Galactic Council. "We are under attack. We need help. Please, don't leave us." No reply came. The humans knew they were alone. The hologram changed again. Now it showed the humans going underground deep into the Earth. They built bunkers. They built machines. They trained their children for war. They built one final warship with all the metal, all the energy, and all the pain they had left. They named it Vengeance. The drone's voice returned, calm, cold, human. "You watched us die. We cried for mercy. You chose silence. Now we speak. This ship is not the last. It is only the first." Panic spread across the galaxy. Some alien races began to evacuate their outer colonies. Others called for surrender. But the council still argued. Chancellor Virax ordered the destruction of the drone. But before the order could be carried out, The drone self-destructed, a soft flash of blue light, no damage, no fire dot, just silence. Only the cube remained. It projected a final set of coordinates and a message: bring them to us, the ones who chose to let us burn. Back in the shadows of the council, Elder Varnak whispered to himself, this is not a threat, it's a trial. The warship in orbit still did nothing. It didn't fire. It didn't move, but now the galaxy knew. The humans were watching, and they remembered everything. The warship above Zarna 3 remained still, like a shadow in space, silent, watching, waiting, but now it was no longer alone. Across the galaxy, more black ships appeared, one after another. In old star systems, near forgotten borders, over planets that once ignored. Earth's call, each ship looked the same. Sharp, cold, silent, and each one sent the same message. We remember. Panic spread like wildfire. Trade networks collapsed. Borders were sealed. Entire worlds powered down their systems, trying not to be seen. No one wanted to be noticed by Earth's warships, but it was too late. The past had returned in a dark vault on Rixer Prime. Deep inside the Galactic Council's archive, a young alien historian named Lura broke into a restricted file. She wasn't a soldier, not a leader, just curious. She had seen the old name Earth and wanted to know the truth. What she found changed everything. The record showed something the Council had hidden for centuries during the Hive invasion. Earth had sent one last request for help. It wasn't to the entire Council, it was private. A desperate call to 10 powerful leaders, the ones with the authority, to send fleets instantly. The message was simple. Our cities are falling. We have 72 hours left. If help doesn't come, now we will be lost forever. All 10 leaders read the message. All 10 chose to do nothing. They called it the Earth Decision, a secret vote, no records, no public knowledge. They chose to let Earth die to save more valuable systems. They even erased Earth from the star charts. Officially, Earth had never existed. Lura copied the files and sent them out to every system. Within hours, the truth spread. The Galaxies saw the proof. The Council had lied. Earth had been abandoned on purpose. Anger exploded. Protests began on hundreds of planets. Some Council members resigned, others called for justice, and the 10 names responsible for the Earth decision were now public. On Zarna 3, Commander Tilrax watched the news in silence. He had served the Council his entire life, but now he wasn't sure if they deserved his loyalty. The cube from the drone still blinked slowly in his hands. It had changed. A new message appeared. You have 48 hours. Deliver the ones responsible. In a hidden chamber, Elder Varnak met with former Council members. His voice was weak, but his words were sharp. We chose silence. Now, Earth has returned with memory as sharp as steel. We buried the truth in the stars, but they found it. And now, they are the stars. Across the galaxy, the warships moved slightly, not toward any planet, but toward one system, the place the Council was born. The message was clear. The trial was coming. The galaxy was no longer silent. Earth's warships had surrounded the galactic Cortha center of power, trade, and politics. There were no shots fired, no threats made, but their message was clear. Deliver the betrayer Zor. We will take them ourselves. And the countdown continued. 36 hours, 12 minutes, 17 seconds. On Rixer Prime, the 10 leaders who had voted to abandon Earth were now hunted. 3 had already disappeared. One was found trying to escape in a private shuttle. Another tried to change his face with illegal tech. But Earth was watching. Every time someone ran, a warship appeared above their city. No one escaped. In the skies above Trellin V, a fleet of alien warships, nearly 200 strong, gathered to stop the humans. They were confident. They were wrong. When Earth's warships arrived, the sky turned black. No lights, no sound, just shadows moving fast. Within 12 seconds, the entire alien fleet was destroyed. Not one Earth ship took damage. The message appeared again. This is not war. This is memory. In the Galactic Council chambers, fear took over. Leaders shouted at each other. Some begged for peace. Others wanted to surrender the traitors. But High Chancellor Virax refused. We do not kneel to ghosts. We will show them the power of the Council. But he didn't realize the Council had already lost control on planets across the galaxy. People began turning against their own leaders. Protests turned into uprisings. Citizens demanded justice for Earth. In one powerful system, Carnathy rebels handed over one of the betrayers to Earth's fleet. The warship responded with a simple message: "Your world will be spared." And then it left back on Zarna 3. Commander Tilrax stood before his troops. He looked up at the massive black warship still hovering in orbit. "This is not just revenge," he said. "This is a reminder. The galaxy forgot Earth, and now Earth is reminding us why that was a mistake." Across the stars, the fire had begun, not with missiles, not with bombs, but with truth, and the silent arrival of a fleet that had waited centuries for this moment. And as the countdown reached 24 hours, another message appeared: the final judgment begins at dawn. The countdown dropped below 24 hours. Earth's ships still hovered like black shadows above key systems. They did not speak, they did not move, but everyone knew they were watching. On Rixar Prime, fear ruled the Council. The 10 betrayers had been exposed. Their faces were everywhere, on screens, on signs. In protests, the people were no longer afraid of Earth. They were angry at their own rulers. Inside the council chamber, Chancellor Virax paced like a caged beast. "We cannot give them up," he shouted. "If we surrender these 10, we lose control." But control was already gone. Other council members were leaving, stinging, disappearing, or switching sides. Even Commander Shavar, once loyal to Virax, turned and said, "You lost control the moment you turned your back on Earth." Meanwhile, in the streets below, the people rose up. On planet after planet, revolts broke out. Civilians stormed government halls. Guards refused to fight. Entire worlds stopped listening to the Council. They only listened to one voice. Now, Earth's silence. Above the wealthy system called Rithal 9, Earth's warship hovered without action. That system had once been protected during the Hive invasion. Earth was left to die. Now, Earth had returned, and the people of Rithal 9 knew they were not innocent. So they did the unthinkable. They surrendered 2 of the 10 betrayers, their own former leaders, to Earth. They placed them on a transport ship and sent it toward the waiting warship. Everyone watched. Would Earth destroy the world anyway? Would they answer with fire? No. They only sent back one message. 2 delivered, 8 remain, and the warship left without harm. In the council chamber, Virax received the news. He screamed in rage, "You cowards, you gave in." But no one listened anymore. Even his bodyguards walked away. He was alone. The last kings of a dying empire across the galaxy. Systems began searching for the remaining betrayers. Some were caught, some were protected. But Earth's countdown continued. 12 hours, 43 minutes. And more ships appeared. Not just around council worlds, but above ancient battlefields, abandoned stations, and forgotten graves, where Earth's soldiers had died. Now those places were no longer silent. One final traitor, a being named Yorth, hid on a moon outside the edge of the galaxy. He paid smugglers to take him far beyond the known stars. But the moment his ship jumped, it stopped, right in front of an Earth warship. It had been waiting. "We remember you, Yorthal of Rule," the ship said, and then he was gone. No sound, no escape, just silence. Back on Rixar Prime, Chancellor Virax stood on the balcony of the council tower. Below him, his world was burning not from weapons, but from truth. He saw another warship arriving. He knew it was coming for him, but still, he whispered, "They were weak. We did what we had to do." But even he no longer believed it. The people did not stop him. No one protected him, because now they all knew Earth had come not to conquer. Earth had come to remind. The countdown reached 6 hours, and then the stars disappeared from every edge of the galaxy. They came warships, hundreds of them, black, silent, covered in thick, armored plating with no symbols, except one, a clenched fist over a broken world. It was Earth's fleet, the Reckoning Fleet. They moved without sound, no music, no speech, no demands. They simply took positions surrounding the galactic core, like a net of shadows in the control room on Zarna 3. Commander Tilrax watched in silence. The screen showed a sea of Earth warships. He whispered, "No one knew Earth had this power, ... A young officer beside him asked, "Why didn't they come before?" Tilrax replied softly, "Because they weren't finished building." On Rixer Prime, Chancellor Virax stood in his private bunker, staring at the sky. He had ordered defenses raised, missile platforms, plasma turrets, shield barriers, but none of it mattered. The warships didn't even react. They weren't there for battle. They were there for judgment. A new signal was received. It came from Earth's lead ship, orbiting silently above the Council planet. The voice was clear, calm, human. "The time for silence is over. You chose to abandon us. Now you will answer not to war, but to memory. Deliver the final betrayers, or watch your world fall into the darkness you once left us in." Across the galaxy, every screen lit up with the same message. Last chance for Remain. 2 hours. One of the remaining betrayers, General Vasca, tried to take her own life. But the Earth ship above her base sent down a stasis beam, stopping her heart just long enough to capture her alive. Earth didn't want death, it wanted justice. The final 3 were now hiding inside the Council Tower itself. The people outside demanded they be turned over. Protesters flooded the streets. Soldiers refused orders. Inside the tower, Chancellor Virax held a plasma blade in one hand, shaking. "We cannot surrender. If we give them what they want, they will destroy us anyway." But the other 2 betrayers looked at him with fear. They haven't destroyed anyone who told the truth. Maybe they want something else. And then, something no one expected happened. Earth spoke directly to the people. Every screen lit up. A human face appeared, weathered by time, eyes cold with sorrow and rage. He said just one sentence: "We came not to burn your worlds, but to remind you what you burned first." The message changed the galaxy. Millions turned their backs on the Council. Some offered ships to Earth. Others began writing new laws, promising that no world would ever be left behind again. With less than 1 hour left, one of the last betrayers walked outside. He dropped to his knees and surrendered. Earth responded. A single ship descended silently. No weapons drawn, just a beam of light that took the man away. No harm, no pain, just judgment served. The warships stayed in orbit, still watching, still waiting, until the final voice spoke from the lead ship. 1 hour remains. Then we speak to all. The countdown reached 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 0 seconds, and the galaxy held its breath across thousands of worlds. Screens turned black, then white dot, no music, no fanfare, just a face, a human face. Old, scarred, silent. The commander of the Earth fleet, he looked straight into the camera. Behind him, the planet Earth could be seen still damaged, but alive. His voice was calm but heavy, with pain. "Centuries ago, we called for help. No one came. You let our children burn. You let our skies fall. You erased our name from the stars. But we survived, alone." Across the galaxy, people watched with wide eyes. Some wept, some knelt, others simply listened. No one looked away. "We did not return for revenge," the commander continued. "We returned because silence is dangerous. You forgot what you did. We did not." The camera zoomed out. Now the galaxy could see them all, the entire Earth fleet, floating like silent guardians, each one marked not with pride, but with memory. "We are not conquerors," the commander said. "We are the voice of those you left behind. We will not rule. We will watch. We will remember." On Rixer Prime, the last betrayer, Chancellor Virax, was finally captured by his own people and delivered to Earth's fleet. There was no execution. Silence. Earth took him, then left his world untouched. That was the answer. Then one by one, Earth's warships began to disappear, slipping into the black of space like ghosts. No sound, no threat, just departure. "The last ship fade," he whispered to himself. "They could have destroyed us all, but instead, they reminded us who we really are." On hundreds of planets, people began to change. They started rewriting laws to protect the weak. They rebuilt Earth's name on the star maps, and they taught their children, never forget what silence costs. Never forget Earth. No one knew where Earth's fleet went. No one knew when or if they would return. But across the stars, One truth remained. The day Earth's warship entered orbit, the galaxy fell silent in fear, and now it would never be silent again.